We're back, video number 2. Kristen here with Enchanted Yarnworks. Thanks for coming back and hanging out with me today. I hope that you're excited to go ahead and see the second part of our crochet maple leaf pillow. I'm excited to share it with you and get this completed so that you can add this lovely little piece of decor to your house to get ready for the fall and the holiday season. So without further ado, please make sure you are subscribed. The notification bell is dinged so you get all notifications when my videos come out and my posts in the community section are posted. And please, please, please like that, hit that like button so that the algorithms know that you are pleased with all the goodness that I'm setting out for you. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get this pillow finished so we can enjoy it in our beautiful home. All right, my darlings, I've got both of my leaves here. This is the one that we did already, and then this is my second one. So I used one, not even one hole. Now I did rewind this on my yarn winder, but I used almost the whole skein for both of these. So I think that's a bonus. So what we're going to do now, like I said, you can make the stems or you can leave them off. That's entirely up to you. I decided to make a humongously long tail with this color from the last one. And I just actually cut it off at the color change because, where'd it go? It's already gone because there was this heinous knot. It wasn't even a nice color change. They literally just tied these two together. So I said, okay, I'm cutting it there and that's going to be my tail. So it's actually over 2 yards long, but you probably are not going to need one that long. So what I'm going to do is we're going to slip stitch this around. And I think I have thrown my needle. Where did it go? 1 second while I find it. Well, it is MIA. So here we go. This is why I have this lovely tin of needles. I will find it later. This is why I have this lovely tin. It comes with 18. So I can always find another one and then I'll find it. It's around here somewhere, but we don't have time for me to sit here and search. So let me put this end on my needle. I know it looks like a hot mess. It'll work out. So I've decided I'm just going to whip stitch this around, and I have already, so this is where my tail ended. As I came back and stitched, that's my slip stitch to end, to join. And then I just weaved it down here for this one on the other one. So we're just going to come back around. And the great thing about this being such bulky yarn is you can absolutely see every single stitch. And you can see where it's going to line up. But if it makes you feel better, you can always put some stitch markers in, like these cute little guys. Link down below, folks. You can put some stitch markers in just to kind of hold it together. If that makes you more comfortable, no problems there. And just kind of, go all the way around however you see fit. And so that's what we're going to do. There's the first one. We're just going to whip stitch this. I know that these are two very different colors here, but I'm not entirely worried about it being like an obvious because I'm not stitching it this way. It's going to go around the edge, which is then going to, it's just going to seam it together nicely. So it's not really going to look like there's, a huge color gap. So we're going underneath both loops. And yes, this is going to be a little time consuming because this is a long tail that I have. Now you don't have to have yours, 2.5 yards long. I just kept it like this so that I know for sure. I'm pretty sure. Here's what I was thinking. I was thinking just take your tail and kind of wrap it around as close to the shape as possible. That's what I did on this one, and this is what I have. And I still have it here just in case I might need it for a color change somewhere in the bottom here. But I'm just going to tuck it in right now because it's not going to affect anything until it's time to close completely. All right, so pulling this one through, move that little stem out of the way. And what's great is that, you know, this is nice bulky yarn, so it's going to absolutely catch pretty well and not be ugly obvious. See, that doesn't look too bad, I don't think. But if you're worried about that, there are other ways that you could put this together. I mean, you could even get your sewing machine out if that's something that you have and or would like to do. So see there, it's nice and seamed. It's kind of hard to tell. I mean, yeah, it's kind of coming in here, but I'm not worried about it. Like I said about color changing leaves, there are multiple colors in the process of the changing of the leaves. So in each specific leaf. So I'm not pressed. Nature's perfection is that it is not perfect. Okay. Okay, so I kind of want to, you see as we do this turn, there's just like a single loop here. So I'm kind of going over into the corner a little bit to give it more stability to hold on to. Okay, so back in this corner, I want to make sure that I have 2 loops all the ways. Two loops, 2 loops. Okay, so back in this little corner, we have the single. So I'm coming down here and down here on the other side to make sure there's stability. I'm going to be doing that all the way around when we get into these little corners and then up in these corners, all the way around. So just be personally aware to do that. You don't want your stuffing flying out of those corner holes. Okay, so I think we're getting the gist of this. I'm going to do this all the way around, and then see, that's coming together so nicely. And then I will see you towards the end over here. I am most of the way around. I am stopping over here because what I want to do is I want to start stuffing this side over here before I get too closed up and then I can't get my hand in there. So that's what I'm going to do. I've got my polyfill over here next to me, making a lot of noise. All right. Okay, yeah, that's a big clump. I'm not going to shove that whole thing in there one time. Let's see. Now, as I do this, I want to make sure I get it into all the little fingers of the leaves so they're defined. And I'm looking at both sides so that I can tell what it looks like. As you can see. So a little bit at a time. I'll come down here on this side. You know, that actually looks really kind of pretty with the edging of the darker color from the back. I like that. That gives it that fall definition that kind of happens when leaves change. Ooh, I love it more than I thought I would. Okay. Now I haven't decided how firmly I want to stuff this just yet. So I'm just kind of doing a little bit at a time. It's only about yay thick. But I'm definitely wanting to work on these outside points, the farthest away from the middle. Yes, I still have all of the yarn tail from this stem. Why can't I ever say that when I need to say it? It's all stuffed in here. I'm not worried about it coming out. I'm not worried about losing it or anything. So and yes, I did save the stems. We shall see how I feel about the stems when we get to closing. If I don't like them, I'm just gonna shove them inside there. No love lost on that. Okay, kind of just separating these big chunks so they'll go in softer. Who else does that when you stuff things? Kind of like there's a little ridge right there. Flip that side. You're so pretty. Look at those colors. Oof, I'm in love. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna kind of fill that in. Just a little. I don't want to fill it in too much because I still kind of want that definition that we're getting with the leaf shaping, if that makes sense. Okay, so here's this half and this half. So then I'm going to continue to close this up and I will be back shortly. Okay, again, we are almost to the end. I'm gonna get this little leaf bit stuffed. Kind of excited. What do you guys think? Okay. Again, stuffing all the way as far as I can into the little fingers over here. That's a little fluffier than that side. I'm going to add some more over there. See this side? Ooh, that's kind of messy. Look at that. Glad I flipped it over. It was very messy over there. Okay. Gonna make sure they're kind of even. Okay, and I'm gonna stuff down this way a little bit because I'm almost closed. So I need to be able to get stuff in there right now. These skates are kind of weird looking. What do you think? Should I leave them? I'm gonna stitch them together, obviously, but should I leave them? Or should I hide them? I don't know. It might just be different. I might just leave them out. Okay. Get this going. Go ahead and get the stuffing moved over. Almost there. I'm checking the stuffing before I completely close it up and then don't have access. Okay, I think I might want a little bit more. Not much. Right here in the middle on this edge. Yep, almost there. Yeah, these would make nice little butterfly wings too. Remember how when it was like this, it looked like turkey or chicken wings? So funny. Okay, almost there. Could be. Okay, it is time to stitch the stems together. And I'm going to do the same exact thing I've been doing all the way around. Okay, last couple stitches. Okay. Yep, that's a little different, but I think it's still pretty cute. What do you think? All right, so I'm going to tie this off, and that'll be good. I might kind of weave this up in here a little bit because that looks a little open. Which isn't a huge big deal, but yeah. So when you're doing this, you could probably, and I tried to kind of get that stitch, connecting stitch there a little bit tighter so that this wouldn't be kind of really loose. So if you do a tighter stitch all over, you'll get a little smaller pillow. I kind of wanted it to stay larger like this. So I didn't do super, super tight. So, yep, I'm going to go back down this way. So I guess my 2.5 yard tail paid off because I made it all the way around. And then now I can kind of re-support this connection to the main part of the leaf. Like so. Okay, I'm going to come over and do this side a little bit too. Even though it is orange and this is red, but it's connecting with red, so should be okay. Okay, I'm going to send this back underneath so it's not obvious that I just used the red on this super orange part. If that makes sense. See? Look at that. Beautiful. Okay, what's happening on this side? Okay, let's go back. How does that look? I think it's adorable. All right, I'm going to tie this off down here. Somewhere. It's kind of tricky right now. I cannot. Actually, I think I'm just going to weave this tail. No, I'm going to send it through the pillow all the way to the other side. Not too tight because I don't want it to squish the pillow down. And then, there we go. Now we're going to cut this off. Okay. So cute. Let's stretch that a little bit more. There we go. So cute. What do you think? I'm going to come up a little bit so you can see the whole thing. I love it. I love it. Okay, so I'm going to clean up and I'll see y'all. And just, actually, before I do that, I do want to say that as I was stitching around, I was thinking of so many different things you could actually do with this pattern in this large size. I mean, you could get a different kind of bulky yarn and you could make like a fall purse out of this. So, you know, it would be maybe an upside down purse. So the bottom here would be open and, you know, you could create, you know, the opening with maybe buttons or a zipper or something, or leave it open and find a way to line it and then make straps. How cute would that be? So, okay, there's my little side idea. And like I was saying, you can do this pattern in different sizes just by changing your yarn weight and your hook size. So like I said, you could do this all the way down to your size 10 crochet thread. You could do lace weight thread yarn. You could do the bulky. I mean, whatever size you're looking for, you can make it small, make it big. So, and I believe this leaf is probably supposed to be about this size. I used a DK weight yarn when I first did it and it turned out to be about this size. So, I mean, our worsted would probably be here and then here's our double, like our super bulky. So anyways, let me clean up and I will be right back with you. So what do y'all think? Isn't it so cute? I love, love, love how the variegated yarn worked. The Bernat yarn worked. You know, sometimes those variegated yarns can just kind of be wonky and hectic and haywire, and you don't know how they're actually going to turn out. I love how this just kind of falls, no pun intended, maybe, into the theme of changing leaves. I mean, you have the darker on one side with, you know, a slow color change. You have the lighter on the other. Now it depends on how your skein of yarn is going to be wound, depending upon how you're going to get your pillow color organization in there. So that's, I think, is the fun part about it. No pillow is going to be the same, or no pattern that you make is going to be the same, because every skein is going to be a little bit different with the way that those colors are wound in there. So also, what did you think about the idea to, you know, kind of carry this around upside down like a little fall themed purse, you know, a little pillow in there? I thought that was a kind of cute idea. So go ahead and comment down below what you like about this pattern, what you can see yourself doing with it in other ways. Like I said, you could make it smaller with the smaller yarns. You could go back to Rainy's website and you could make it exactly how she wrote it, and it'd be a smaller little motif or decor piece. But be sure to go ahead and check out her link too, so that you know exactly what's in there. And all her instructions are written in there for you to refer to. I want to give her due credit because this is her pattern. I'm just using it to make something a little bit different. I didn't change anything about it. So make sure you go down in the description box and check out her stuff. Also, everything that you need to make these are in the description box as well. And reminder, I am an affiliate for wherever I post it to, Amazon or Lovecrafts or Yarn Inspirations, and I will get a little kickback for commission thank you from all of them if you decide to purchase anything through those links. So thank you in advance. With that said, please go ahead and, if you're not already subscribed, goodness gracious, I love you. Please subscribe and click that notification bell. I have some fun stuff coming up. This is my favorite time of year. I'm super excited to throw a bunch of fall themed things out there. You know, the holidays are coming out too, and I know that's another favorite time for a lot of people. So I do plan to have some themed projects coming out for the season this year. And you never know, I might throw something random in there that just sparked my interest. It's kind of fun. So again, thanks for hanging out with me today. I hope you enjoyed these videos in this two-parter, and comment down below what you love and all of that goodness. And I will see you in my next video.